Geronimo promises realistic weapons, detailed customization, and some of the most intense close quarters combat available in VR. But now that it's finally available, is it actually worth buying, or should you wait for more updates? Let's find out together. So what even is Geronimo? Geronimo is a tactical PC VR shooter built around realistic weapons handling, coordinated close quarters combat, and teamwork. You can play alone or together with a squad of up to 6 players. The game includes multiple missions, training environments with multiple settings, more than 20 weapons on launch, and extensive operator and weapon customization. However, Geronimo is still in early access. You should not expect a completely finished or a polished game. The weapon handling is easily Geronimo's greatest feature. Weapons feel like physical objects instead of weightless controller attachments. Long rifles can become awkward in tight spaces, hand placement affects your stability, and reloads require very deliberate movements. You must properly align magazines, manipulate the charging handles, and physically interact with the safety to be able to shoot. The mechanical animations, sounds, and small details are extremely impressive. Some interactions can still feel inconsistent though. Magazines may refuse to insert or clip through the gun entirely. Smaller controls can be difficult to grab, and your weapons may not always interact with objects exactly how you expect or how you want them to. But when everything works, Geronimo has some of the most satisfying gunplay I've seen. Customization is another major strength of the game. You can change your clothing, armor, equipment, and pouch placement, and this allows you to position magazine and tools where they are comfortable to reach in VR. Weapons can also be heavily modified. You can change your optics, lights, lasers, grips, suppressors, and where the attachments actually sit on the weapon. These choices can affect how comfortable the weapon is to aim and how easily it moves through confined and open spaces. The system is very impressive, although some of the menus can be a little awkward and may not always register your selections immediately. Geronimo is designed around slow and deliberate movement. Running into a building and attempting to shoot everything usually gets you killed. Checking corners, controlling your muzzle, communicating with your team, and covering different angles are much more effective and safe. Playing with an organized squad is where the game works best. Stacking on doors, clearing rooms together can create some incredible VR moments. Solo play is available, but the enemy AI is inconsistent and actually pretty difficult to fight. Sometimes enemies react quickly and punish poor positioning. Other times they fail to notice obvious threats, behave strangely, or engage from questionable distances. The foundation is very strong, but the AI still needs some tweaking. One of my personal favorite features is that Geronimo includes training ranges, timed courses, and kill houses, as well as shoot houses. These areas let you practice your reloads, test your weapon builds, adjust your equipment, and learn the game's mechanics without immediately entering a mission. The training areas may not be the main reason you buy the game, but they add useful content and give squads and players a place to improve their speed, accuracy, and tweak their loadouts. So the biggest warning is simply that Geronimo is in early access. Some of its current problems can directly interfere with the gameplay. Performance appears to vary heavily between systems and PCs. Some players are running the game without any major issues, while others are reporting stuttering, delayed movement, frame drops, and poor performance overall, even after lowering settings. These are also reports of fatal launch errors, preventing some players from entering the game at all or from playing multiplayer. I've personally run into this one, and I actually wasn't even able to get any multiplayer footage because I was getting fatal error every time I tried. The physical interactions can also be very unreliable. Your hands may feel delayed or float away from their correct position. Magazines can become difficult to insert, and certain actions may stop working while you are moving. Players also reported hostage interactions, stretching their arm unnaturally across the room and clipping through walls. Weapons are extremely detailed, but not every attachment works perfectly. Magnified optics have been reported as being misaligned, with most of the scope appearing black, even when the player believes it is properly positioned. Combat also has some frustrating consistencies. Enemies may fire through walls or close doors, even though you didn't make a sound, while the player can sometimes be unable to shoot through ordinary glass or other environments. That makes it difficult to know what surfaces actually provide protection. You may also encounter broken doors, unresponsive menus, floating hands, inconsistent enemy behavior, and mission interactions that simply refuse to work. Not everyone will experience every problem. The game currently has a very positive Steam rating overall, and most players are eager to see the potential underneath the roughness. However, these bugs can quickly turn a tense tactical mission into several minutes of troubleshooting. The developers openly describe the current version as a playable foundation with missing features, rough edges, bugs, balance changes, and ongoing updates. And they currently estimate that Geronimo could remain in early access for 3 to 5 years. That doesn't mean the game is bad. And I know being in early access for that long sounds like it could be bad, but look at other games like Tactical Assault VR and other VR games on the market that have been released and are still technically early access despite being a fully playable game. It also does mean that you should only buy it if you are comfortable helping test a game that is being built. So, should you buy Geronimo? Buy it now if you love tactical VR shooters, have friends to play with, and are comfortable dealing with early access bugs. The weapon handling is excellent, the customization is detailed, and coordinated room clearing and long range fights can be extremely immersive. However, you should wait if you expect smooth performance, consistently intelligent enemies, lots of missions, or completely polished experience. As an Army combat veteran, I wasn't expecting the game to perfectly recreate real combat. What I was expecting was believable weapon handling and gameplay that rewards communication and deliberate decision making. In my opinion, the game accomplishes that. Geronimo already does that way better than many VR shooters do, but it definitely still has a long way to go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next mission.